Audio availability, video. You absolute sack of shit. Give me a sec. If anyone's watching it, just give me a sec. Here we go. I can get to the comments now. Hallelujah for that. But that's of no use when the stream is actually down. Are we up? Are we? Oh, it is going live. Good. Telstra, take that. Okay, I have the chat window up. Let me see if this actually works. Does this work? Finally, I think I've got it sorted. I have. I can see my chat. Can everyone else see that come through? Rock and roll. Alrighty, we can have some decent interaction now. Awesome. Let's just see if the bandwidth actually stays up. I'm hanging that up the top of a curtain up here. So, we got it all. Fantastic. Bit of a camera throw effort there, like you saw at top of Mount William for my last one. Alrighty, fire away, people. Any questions about any of the content I did this week? What videos did I put out? I can't even recall. Let me jump over the dashboard. I guess still a lot of questions coming through about the Bolt, Cyclops hammer, GPS battery life test. That was an interesting one. I found today you can actually get replacement batteries for the old Garmins. So just trying to source myself a battery replacement for the old Garmin 800. Now I won't use it a hell of a lot, but I think it's a cool project to actually get a third-party battery for it, rip it open, put the new battery in, give it a test, see if it burns a hole in my pocket, third-party battery and all. The bandwidth is good as a nullarbor. Yeah, absolutely. First question comes in. What do I do for recovery? I sit on the couch. It's the best way. Look, protein, but not a hell of a lot. Just protein shakes, just because that's what you do, isn't it? Just drink lots though. Recarb, all the standard stuff. There's no secrets to recovery. Ice baths are out. They inhibit recovery. We won't go too far into that, but ice baths, compression pants, nah. Can you get a replacement back cover for the 510? I don't know, but you can get replacement covers for a lot of stuff. I googled, or it was on Amazon. I was looking for the new batteries. So jump on Amazon and have a look around, Andre. You might be able to find something there. Is the Garmin 800 good versus the 520? No, the 800 is really, really old. It has no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi. It's got the old USB port. You know, the sort of, not that one. So it's old school, but I use it for data collection inside. So that's why I want to keep mine. And if I can get more than 7 hours battery out of it, Lama juice for recovery. Water. A bike tour of both mine and Von's bikes. Well, Von's bike isn't even here. She rides to work most days, so her bike isn't here. But her bike is better than mine. She has the new tarmac, not the SL4. It should have been called the SL5, but they just called it the new tarmac. A bit like the new iPads they announced today. Well, there's my iPad behind here. Apple came out with a new iPad and called it the iPad. Well done, Apple. Do I think the Bolt surpasses the 820? Element Bolt or Garmin 820? Good question. They're about the same. The way they handled the device pools is a little different though. The 820 handles, well, I did reach a limit of how many devices the Garmin 820 can have in its list because it said remove some before adding more this week. About the same. I've contacted Barfly to get a TT mount for the 820, well, where the 820 is for the Element, so I can use that on the Element Bolt on the TT bike. So I'll happily swap over to the Bolt, no worries. It just works. And the screen's quite nice as well. If you have a look closely in the videos I've done with it, when the sun's beaming down on both, the Element really shines through, literally. Haha. Best way to get my old 9-speed OCR on a Kicker. Is it time to upgrade my bike? No, the Kicker will take a 9-speed. I think they're 8, 9, 10, 11-speed compatible. As long as you use the spacer. Yes, I got that right. So 9-speed's fine, as long as you get the cassette. But any excuse to upgrade your bike, go for it. I'm looking at converting my SL4, my tarmac. I used to ride that back in the day before I got to the Giant. Looking at converting that over to 11-speed, and it's only going to cost me about $300. Oh, I'm trying to get this camera down a little bit, and it wants to... Sorry, people, if I'm getting a bit motion sickness there. My mount is a little bit dodgy. Oh, cool. Excellent to hear the way the live stream's working well. I like doing these ones. These are no editing. They're a bit dodgy. People give these ones thumbs down because they're not presenting tech stuff, but we're just having a chat. Do I ride with a heart rate monitor? Asks Aaron. Yeah, I do, most of the time. As soon as a lot of people get power meters and throw their heart rate monitors away, keep your heart rate monitor. It's always handy to know how you're reacting to what you're doing. The Wahoo Ticker X, Ticker Run, or just the straight Ticker, they're my heart rate monitors of choice. They're dual broadcast, so both ANT Plus and Bluetooth. Very handy. I've got the old boy out the front here roping off. We actually got a letter in the mailbox saying they're going to be filming a movie of some type. Oh, hang on, you're stable. Hang on, I'll try and get the camera. Fuck. Just bear with me while I swear a few more times at my camera. There we go. So we got a letter in the mail this week saying we can't park our cars out the front. They'll be towed. So, interesting times. Heads wheels. I use Head Stinger 90. That's awesome. And I use a Head Tri-Spoke, an old school Head Tri-Spoke 3. Good wheels. Single speed bike. How's it been? Awesome. I've been posting a few things off to a few people. There's a post box about a few hundred meters down the road. So I've been, hipstering down there on the single speed. Ripping skids to the coffee shop. Heaps of fun. So yeah, it's working well. Do I know much about the Tax Genius? Is it any good? Nope, never had one. Any using the firmware upgrade for the Kicker to mimic the Kicker 2? Asks Andre. Yeah, it's out. I think 1.5.6353 something or other. I believe the latest one that has an advanced spin down. So upgrade your Kicker 1 to the latest firmware and do an advanced spin down. Once the advanced spin down is done, it'll switch over to what's called model mode, not strain gauge mode. Then that models power off the resistance applied in the brake and everything and makes it effectively a Kicker 2. You can switch back as well if you want to. There's a bit of a trick to that. So if you do need to switch back, if your power numbers are out, contact Wahoo support or send me a sneaky little message and I'll tell you how to do it. Any news on Zwift on the Apple TV? None yet. I'm expecting that. That was we've been waiting a long time for that, haven't we? I went and got an Apple TV as soon as I heard that's going to happen. Bang, went and got myself an Apple TV and it's just sat there watching YouTube videos ever since. So no news on that, but as soon as that does come out and I have access to it, be it either a beta or the production version, I'll put a video out on it. It's going to be quite an easy one. I've got everything set up. We'll do some camera work and show people how to get it done. The interesting part will be the interface though, because you interact with an Apple TV very differently than you do any other Apple device. It's with that pointy thing. Trying to give ride-ons here. So here's an example. Here's Apple iOS on the iPad. So everything's just touchscreen. So you can just touch everyone. Well, that's a bit inappropriate, but hang on. Back to me. See, it's all interactive and then you just point and shoot and away you go. Where's this? Here we go. But on an Apple TV, you're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be a bit of Harry Potter wizardry. I don't know how they're going to figure that out. That's going to be an interesting one. How did I damage the single speed frame? I stacked in the Tour of Bright. Coming down to Wonga Gap, we're in a break of about 3 or 4 guys. Pushing the limits way too hard, and went arse over, straight into the side of the road, and that's probably, I guarantee you, that is that scar there all over my arm. I opened up my arm. So that and the single speed from that crash. Hello from Germany. Hey, Germany. Went out for dinner last night with somebody from Germany, and they could actually pronounce where I went to where the Eurobike event was held. Friedrichshafen. Yeah, there's me murdering the English language and the German language at the same time. So he knew exactly where I went and the lake it was on, Lake Constantine. Somebody give me a thumbs up if that's where I was. So I'm looking down here. I've got my laptop here with all the chat flowing through. So apologies if I'm not engaging direct that way, but I'm watching where your chats come through. Would I buy a disc road bike? Not yet, because we can't race them. Which is kind of shit because the pros can race them. And I saw some team over in the US are racing all season on disc brake bikes. Some UCI regulated team. Yet we as amateurs can't? What the hell's going on there? So it's, pros can do one thing and the rest of us the consumers can't do that. So that's kind of shit. I do want a disc brake though, a disc brake bike, and just to bolt down those hills. I'm sure a few people have seen the videos of me ripping down the hills in the Grampians into the dirt and all that. So I love a good descent. I like my disc bike, no one hurt yet. Here's the question, why can't they let amateurs race on them, crash into each other and find out if they do make people cut in half? Like, save the stuff for the pros. If they don't want to get hurt, fine, but just dish it out to the amateurs. Let us be the beta tester. Isn't that what we do for everything else? Garmin. Best way to improve FTP as a beginner? Good question, Ryan. First of all, test yourself. Know where you're at. Have a testing protocol, be that a 5-minute test, a 20-minute test, or a full 60-minute test. We will actually be discussing this in half an hour on the ZwiftCast about these tests and estimations. But get yourself a baseline test to find out where you are. Get a good coach or get some good advice. Start training better, harder, smarter, and then retest yourself. Best way to improve. We value amateurs more than pros. Yeah, exactly. That's why we can't race those disc bikes. Did I catch Vegan Cyclist's new haircut? I haven't. Has he caught mine? That's the question. What's my FTP? I don't know. I haven't actually done a true FTP test. For me, FTP is all about outdoors. Indoors, you've got a separate one. There's different speeds and different zones you can be in inside, because inside's a lot different. But I did a 20-minute test the other day on the Lama. Was it flat out? Yeah, well, it was for the last 10 minutes, I can tell you that. What did I do? 354 watts for 20 minutes on the Lama. That had me hurting near the end, but I lifted till about 400 near the end. It's up on Strava if you want to snoop it. Near the end, I got to lift, so I had too much in the tank for probably around the 10-minute to 16-minute mark. I really could have boosted that a few more watts to get the average up. Because if you do a 20-minute test that's this long and you're able to lift at the end, then it's better to spread that across and get the average up than really spike at the end. So, what am I ZwiftCasting tonight? Adam asks, we are recording the ZwiftCast. It's a podcast with Simon Schofield and Nathan Guerra out of the States. Well, Simon's out of the UK, Nathan out of the States, I'm out of Australia, obviously. And we just shoot the breeze about all things Zwift, things we see in the community forums, just topics of discussion, particularly the FTP estimation one's coming up tonight. And there's something big, something very, very big in the works coming up in 2 weeks' time. I can't let the cat out of the bag. I'm under NDA for now, but seriously, get excited. It's going to be cool. It involves, me and Von and quite a few others, and everyone can come along for the ride. Literally, I'm excited. If everyone knows I'm training up for an event, this one is so far beyond that event, I may not even do the one I'm training for. It's taken precedent over it. I only just found out the other day, and I'll bust the news on here soon. I'm talking about it on the ZwiftCast. When the ZwiftCast goes live, we're going nuts. We're talking about this. Everyone's coming for the ride. It's going to be good. IndyPack collab. I'm watching the IndyPack. Like, how everyone, Alt-tab, open a new browser window, whatever, jump over and have a look at where the front guy is. What a bloody legend. Seriously, once I get my live stream set up, I can flip screens and we can do interactive stuff like this. But for now, we'll go old school. Everyone just flip over another tab. indypacific.com.au, indypacific.com. Google it, you'll find it. The guy's nearly in Adelaide. I think Mike, the guy in second, is almost there as well. They're just unbelievable. I think the biggest advertisement for this event is right now, the event itself. Now, usually you get event promoters and you get people selling you stuff and selling tickets. You know how it goes for normal promotion of stuff. These guys are doing really well. Just them being out there is just so fucking inspiring. People are saying, Shane, do you do it next year? You do it next year. I'm like, no, hang on, maybe, no. So now it's no, but goddamn, they are inspirational stuff. Maven going live has been brilliant for his channel as well. Like, he can't produce content while he's out there. Obviously, he's on the road. But the stuff he's coming up with when he goes live, his chat, like this chat's lazy, and that's fine. Everyone, we're just kicking back. There we go. It's the Indy Pacific Wheel Race map progress stuff. Thanks, Blood 17991. It's just Maven's chat goes crazy, and there's a little dollar figure. If you're on the computer, there's a little dollar figure now. That's how YouTube have monetized chat. And Maven got about $40 for going live today. Just, he wasn't asking for it because I don't think they can ask for funds or anything like that. But Maven, people were just donating to the cause. So cool. Thirsty Lama, I am. And I'm recording a ZwiftCast in a few minutes, so I can't be too husky. Am I riding the Fondo on Saturday evening? I plan to, absolutely. For those who don't know, Zwift are now holding Fondo, so virtual Fondos. I think the platform, which I have running here, is perfect for Fondos. It's the perfect demographic. 25 to 45, maybe up to 55-year-olds. recreational cyclists who just want to get out and have a challenge, even to finish. At the moment, there are currently... that's the phone. I was looking for my phone in my pocket. It's up here. There was 380 people signed up for this Fondo on Saturday. Australian time, it's 8:30 in the evening. Everyone check the Zwift website or the events page to find out when it's at, but it's going to be a mass bunch of people. I reckon they'll have 1,000. Start the race, ride, and it's just completed at your own pace. It's the pretzel course, 72 Ks, so it's probably about 3 hours, but if you're riding in a bunch, it's going to be faster. I can't wait. I'm signed up for it. It'll be a double day for me, so I'll do some training in the morning, have a snooze in the afternoon. Siesta, sorry, that doesn't sound as lazy, does it? They should have an Indy pack. My God. At least out there you get to move around in the saddle. Indoors, you're just smashing chodes. Nasty. Okay, so the Fondo begins at 2:30 a.m. Los Angeles. No thank you. Yeah, that's the problem with the global platform. The timing is not right. Even these videos here, it's too early in the UK. Everyone will be up really early watching this stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, but they'll have multiple ones of these, so more of these will be coming up. Shut up, your voice makes me come to your doorstep and give you a proper sorting. Deadly 60. Thanks, mate. I'm not here to make any friends or fuck anyone off, so just keep it clean or I'll kick you out. What else are we going? It's 7:30 in Germany. There we go. So you're up early in Germany. I should be back for Eurobike this year too. 6:30 in the UK. And yeah, thoughts are with people in the UK as well, if you saw the news about that. I won't go too much into giving that any more airtime than it needs, but yeah, what the fuck's this world coming to? Seriously, if we can all just ride bikes together and have fun, let's do that instead. So, yep, that's how we deal with that. King Owner, great use of little ASCII art there. If anyone knows ASCII art from back in the day, give me a thumbs up. Your thoughts on Durian Rider and the race pulling out? Look, anyone pulling out of that race, I've got anyone hitting the start line has balls of steel, or courage of steel, I guess, because they not all have balls, do they? Yeah, if you're pulling, like, obviously something's up with those guys. Jesse went out as well, and yeah, what can you say? I mean, they'd be devastated themselves, I'm sure, because you start a race and all you can think about is sitting at the end. That's all they're gunning for. So, look, they'll start again next year, and I guess hitting the start line next year, they'll be one up on everyone who hasn't done it before. So most of the races, I know the races that I've done, 99% of the work is before you even hit the start line. So what hubs do I run? I've got no idea what hubs I run. I run Shimano RS81 wheels. Shimano, are they the Ultegra version? But RS81's got them in a nice and cheap at a auction one night for charity during the Tour de France last year. Shimano RS81s, I love them. Any more issues with the tax flux? Yeah, the issue that I have is I don't have another one. Hopefully soon, but we'll see. After the Bolt's release, what will be your GPS unit that you will use? Yeah, the Bolt. I just need a mount for the TT bike. I've contacted Barfly to get a hold of a little 1/8 turn one. Someone picked me up. It wasn't a quarter turn one that I said on the video about my TT bike, but it's a quarter turn. It's 1/8 turn, so I can use it on the TT bike. So yeah, love the Bolt. Works fine. Who is bath salts? That is the question. Now, I said I've got something coming up in 2 weeks. I've got myself a bath salts t-shirt from my Redbubble store. I order my own t-shirts, as you can tell. It's a bit lame, but no one else is wearing them. So I've got myself a bath salts t-shirt, so I'll be wearing that at wherever it is we're going. Hopefully I can talk about that tomorrow. I might even go live tomorrow. If the NDA lifts, then we'll have a chat. Who is Bath Salts? Bath Salts out of Canada. He's a rider on Zwift. Just legend. He's always around. If I'm on and it's like 2 a.m. over there, he'll still join and ride with me. And strong rider. Very, very strong rider. Best budget smart trainer right now. Depends on your budget. That's a hard one. If you go to gplama.com, I've got a review, or sort of a summary review of all the trainers that I've used, every single one of them. So you sort of have to pick your budget, and then just give or take there what you want. But I guess overall budget would be a second-hand Kicker 1, upgraded to the new firmware to make it a Kicker 2. Well, the way it measures power, if you can get one of those cheap and it's in good condition. What's my favourite indoor trainer? I like the Neo, the Kicker, the Drivo. The Hammer was good, but I don't own one. I should have that sorted in a couple of weeks. All different. They're all very different. Under $1,000 power meter. Oh, secondhand Quark? But again, secondhand, you've got to know what you're getting. Best trainer for Swift? Taylor Swift? Best trainer for Zwift, I think. Again, gplama.com. Not to do the sale, I'm not selling you anything here, but the information. gplama.com. I'll link it below when this video's done. And go to my indoor trainer guide. It's just a quick, short paragraph on every trainer, a review, a quick sort of 10 out of 10, 1 to 10 rating on them. Why do I spell it Lama? Because I'm lazy. Oh, sorry, I'm looking outside. We've got there's a movie set being set up outside. That's kind of cool. And everyone shortens it to one Lama, the animal anyway. So that's all good. Any more trips planned to the Carbon Dude? He's a legend. Hell yeah. Raoul is awesome. And he's only just down the road. Raoul is, you saw when what have I had there? The cassette faced out so it fits on the Le Monde. I've had my carbon bike seat post chopped up by Raoul. He's just a wealth of knowledge. I've just got to walk in there with a camera on, because you walk into Raoul's office, you'll chat for half an hour and think, oh shit, I should have recorded that. That's brilliant. Then I pull out the camera and say, hey Raoul, can you say that all again? And yeah, he'll summarize. So cool, so cool. His channel's really good. Again, Raoul Lucia Technic, Hash Inside Carbon Bikes, I think he uses on Insta. His Insta channel is just so good to see. You should have a collab with Ray for a podcast. Yeah, sure. Raoul is cool. Always enjoy the mad scientist videos. Yep, absolutely. Raoul is just brilliant. And it's not, like, the carbon stuff is only this much of what's up here for Raoul and his experience. It's just, but I guess that's what makes a good engineer or a good workman, who's just got a breadth of knowledge. It's brilliant, so good. Any thoughts on a Pioneer Power Meter? I've had thoughts about a Pioneer Power Meter, but I don't have one. They do a left side and a dual. Favorite music to ride to Taylor Zwift? Hell yeah. Okay, favorite music has to be Alice in Wonderland live at EDC. It's in Vegas. Electronic dance. No, EDC, whatever that stands for. But it's an electronic dance rave party thing. But the live set from Alice in Wonderland from 2016, played on the train. It goes for an hour 12. It's awesome. Good filming, just fireworks and shit going off. Good tunes. It sort of takes you through up and down of beats and stuff. Electronic Daisy Carnival, there we go. Thank you, AWDV8TT. I think I even got that right. Byron Films, I live in Melbourne for now, unfortunately, where the NBN isn't. Any chance Steve, you're going to Zwift race in the near future? Johan asks, will you see me in a Zwift race in the near future? God, I can't read at this point in time. Yes, and stand by for that. It's going to be big. Oh, Caltay message retracted. Do I service my own bikes? Yes, I do. The only thing I don't do is replace spokes. I'd rather throw out a wheel set than replace spokes, because if one spoke goes, you know the rest are going to pop soon as well. And I only run cheap wheels anyway. Shimano, Ultegra, what do they say? RS81s, well, the cheapish wheels. So if a wheel needs to be trued, I don't do it. Everything else, myself or Slane. If you saw my Insta Live the other day, Slane has a brilliant little setup with all the tools and everything. So Slane can help me out. And then for anything else, super technical, Raoul. And beyond that, we go to the bike shop. Will I do Indy Pack? Not this year. I missed the start. Favorite local-ish climb? I like the 1 in 20 if it's quiet. It's nice and smooth. But it's just a shit to get out there, though. It's, an hour or so on the bike, if not more. Even 45 in the car. King Lake's all right. There's not a lot of good long climbing. For me, a 20-minute climb. So Adelaide. That's probably the best local-ish climb. In the Grampians, if you saw my videos from there the other week. Yes, Raoul is going to Caltay. Raoul will be cutting up a Chinese frame, a Chinarello I think he's got there in the list. About the wheel balance. Yeah, about the Kerry Smith has mentioned with the wheel balancing, rather than putting weights on the wheel, you can put a wheel magnet on the opposite side. That works fine. You may need 2 wheel magnets, and depends on where you put them on the spoke as well. Depends on how much weight you'll need. So if you put it way out, my wheel balance review, Loopy 007. Jump to my channel and all the other videos. There's a nice video there I did on just sort of some unbalanced wheels that went really well. Actually, let's talk about that. I've done some YouTube Academy stuff, trying to be a good student of YouTube and learn about it. They're really lame though. They're really basic stuff. And what they don't cover in these, how to YouTube stuff, they're like, oh, put a good cover photo up, or keep it on topic, or engage with your audience, which works really well here. That's just the basic stuff. Secret with YouTube is there's this, it's a dark cloud. It's the monster. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like Google. You don't know how to get your Google rankings up. It just happens because it's the algorithm. It's the same with YouTube. My $20 budget work stand video that I did to build a budget bike stand for about $20. That video, like when you put a video out, gets the hits and then just tails off and then just sort of tails off. That video's been going spiky. And what happens when it spikes? It gets in as part of the algorithm, and YouTube themselves start promoting it automatically, so it pops up in people's feeds. These videos definitely won't, because there's not enough content or share or interaction, even though the chat's really good, but these ones don't do it. But what else did that? I mean, the cutting up carbon bikes one did, so it hit the algorithm, it boosted the channel. The $20 bike stand one did. The wheel balance one did. But I never knew about that when I sort of started YouTube. And you can't ask for that, you can't pay for that, you can't promote that, it just happens. I tried to ask about it in the live chat stuff with the YouTube people when I was doing the YouTube, and they just kept ignoring me. So it's the secret sauce. Favorite type of climbing? The part at the top where you turn and go back down. What do I think of a China carbon frame? Von actually bought a carbon frame from Hong Fu, I think it was. I'm not sure if they're a well-known, but it was Hong Fu where she bought a carbon frame from to build up a time trial bike. So we just put a slam stem on it and some quick wheels and just a TT front end. It was like the customer service was brilliant, second to none. As soon as she ordered it, she got an email asking, with all delivery, confirming everything. As soon as it was packaged, another email. As soon as it arrived, they got the tracking number and asked if everything was okay. You don't even get that in Australia for the expensive stuff. The customer service was brilliant. So impressed with that. Everything in the box, everything in the bag, everything was supplied with the bike. Again, perfect. The only the issue that I had with the bike itself is just the build. When you were on the saddle itself, it was like a wet noodle. It really wasn't strong in the spots it needed to be strong. Like, it was good quality, but it just... I guess it's probably going to be a lot better these days. This was 4 years ago. Coming to Brisbane in a few weeks in April. Kerry Smith, recommendations on places to rent a bike? I don't know. We're a long way from Brisbane. I've only ever been to the Brisbane airport. It was nice. Would I consider myself a sprinter or a climber? I'm a cyclist. I had a coach tell me once that I wasn't a... What did he say? I wasn't a sprinter. And we sat across from dinner one night, and he tried to profile me. And we're at some club... it was the Australian champs of the Australian Masters Games or something. Next day, we're in a crit, went down to a sprint, and I won it. So don't listen to your coach. But yeah, be everything. You don't want to... a lot of the work that I do is TT, which is threshold. But if you work just on your threshold and you can't sprint, then if you're in a road race, so with a good threshold, you can get in breakaways, and with a kick sprint, you can establish a breakaway, and you can beat the other guys in the breakaway when they're tired. So you've got to have everything. You've got to have absolutely everything. A lot of coaches will say work on your weaknesses as well. Why not work on your strengths? Screw your weaknesses. I'm not a pure sprinter, but I like to TT, so I work on that. So yeah. Are you on a team? No. I just finished building a Hong Fu bike from Mark Lay. Aha! And loving it. Sweet. Okay, so I guess their layout's probably a lot better from a few years ago. Favorite type of riding? Yeah, TTs. Just on that threshold, in that zone. As I said before, I did a 20-minute test the other day. They're brutal, absolutely brutal. But I tell you what, the day after, so I had an easy 90-minute ride the day after, and today I am flying. The legs are feeling amazing, only because they felt so shit the other day after the 20-minute test. Yeah, heaps of fun though. I've got a ZwiftCast I have to go for in a sec. Let me just flip screens here. No, we're good. We've got a few minutes. Let me just... any other questions? Feel free. Throw them in. We'll have a chat. Clincher Man, if yes, latex tube. Yes and yes. My TT wheels are tubs. That's just what they are. The Zip 900, the Stinger 90, 404, 808. What else have I got? They're all tubs. But any clincher for a race wheel, definitely latex tubes, for sure. What's the brand of t-shirt used for your shirts? Redbubble.com. They're a, what do you call it? Dropship? Sort of, you can actually make the logos, whatever you want, upload it to this website. They take care of everything. Shipping, global shipping. The t-shirts are pretty cheap. Do you need a smart chain to have a realistic experience on Zwift? Yeah. Well, you can still train on Zwift, and there's still the visual effect. Like if you're going up a hill, your brain will go, oh yeah, and you can change down a gear and make it harder. But if it's being forced on you by the interactive resistance, that's the wow factor. That's what got me hooked. Initially, I had a kicker when they first came out, got bored of it. I hate erg mode. I'm learning to love it, but I hate erg mode. The kicker was just dead. It had no life. Loaded up Zwift, the beta, 2 years ago now, getting old, and it was a wow factor. It was the wow factor, and that's why I love going to the Zwift events and seeing people try it. They're like, oh, what the hell, this is, and they've got to change gears, and a lot of people haven't even changed gears before. Like, you can just jump on the bike and, well, I'm Shimano, what? I can't find 80mm latex tubes and use a valve extender. I don't have any 80mm clinchers. 80mm clinchers are heavy, heavy, heavy. I think the deepest clinchers that I've had have been 50. 50 and above for roadies, fine. They're really not, like, even guys winning like A-grade club races around here aren't even running 50s. There's not the difference. They help a little bit, but it's not win or lose. What do I use for heart rate monitoring? Wahoo Kicker X. Has Zwift made me a better cyclist? That's a very, very interesting question. I had to answer that one for another video I had to make for someone this week. It's made me use my time a lot better. So no junk miles, but it's just another option to ride. So very handy. So tonight, now I'm doing this live. We're going to be recording a ZwiftCast in about 10 minutes. And then it's sort of 7:30 at night here. I'll jump on Zwift and do some efforts. Do I think Zwift will ever incorporate steering? Oh God, I hope so. I really, really hope so. Again, this is a topic that's coming up in the ZwiftCast we're talking about soon. I hope there's more racecraft in Zwift. At the moment, it's a straight line. Like, it's just put the hammer down, go. There's a bit of automatic bunch sort of moving around. But if you come into a corner and you dive bomb someone, and let's say they chop your front wheel and it slows you down a bit, like, want some racecraft. I want some skills. Any news on Zwift for Android? No, Gary, I haven't heard. But just so everyone knows, the latest I heard on that was if they're going to develop Zwift for Android, it will be sort of one platform, so the Samsung something or other. I'm not up with all the Android phones because it's so fragmented. You've got different versions of the OS, different versions of the hardware, graphics chips, etc. So it's really hard to spread themselves across everything Android. iOS, much easier. So if they're going to do it, and there's rumors that where they were going to, it'll be for a sort of down the, which what happens is then people with other Androids crack the shits as well, because why isn't it for them? So it's a tough one for a company to do. As we've seen with all my stats, the demographic they're aiming at and really have pricked up their ears for outdoors and sports and things like that, it's all iPhone stuff. Did I get the steering rack for the Neo? No, I haven't. Good morning, Duncan. Funtime Girl, hello, do you like video? Funtime Girl, I do like video. That's why we're doing a video here. I'm hesitant to click on your profile to find out what kind of videos you're into. Elite eMotion Real Training Rollers, Smart Rollers. Yeah, interesting one, Caltay99. I have a set of these smart rollers coming, so watch out for that. For me, rollers are about smoothing out your pedal stroke. Good for recovery, good for a couple of road race warm-ups, but I can't get, like, if you can't, I know Scotty Weiss does full training on Zwift, on his rollers, and can sprint on them. For me, I'd be through the window trying to sprint. Funtime Girl is 9 and open for surprises. Okay, that's just scaring me. Where's the block? And yeah, so rollers, yeah, they've got their place, but if you want to go real hard, like can't see, train as hard as you can and reach that next level and do a few of those breakout workouts, you got to do it on a fixed workout. Like even outdoors, that's hard to do. Cars and things, you fall off. But indoors, I find it's easy. You can just like push yourself to like new limits, absolute new limits. Roller's good for core. Yeah, absolutely, because it's the bike steers. And that's one thing people don't, they really have to train themselves for when you get on a set of rollers. So on a normal bike, yeah, the rear wheel is stable and the front steers. On a set of rollers, this happens. Like, literally the back of the bike moves, and that does not happen outdoors because you sort of fall towards where you're going. On a set of rollers, it's like a truck. You know how like your B-double trucks do this. Really, really interesting. And that's what freaks most people out. They're like, I can ride a bike on a set of rollers. Foof. No, I can't. It's a good skill to learn, though. Like, if you want to get your heart rate up, buy yourself a set of rollers. And the first few rides, you will shit yourself. But it's a good one to know, to feel like a complete cyclist, because you always say, have I ridden track before? And then you go take up track and ride track. Okay, box tick. Have you climbed up a steep hill before? Yep, box ticked. Mountain biking, ticked. Rollers. That's always one where people are like, do it. Go get yourself a set of rollers. Can I track stand no-handed? A little bit, but not the sort of fixie. My beard's not long enough to do track stands no hand. I would need trainer wheels for rollers. Rollers for Zwift. Yeah, you can do it. You can do rollers on Zwift if you've got a power meter. For sure. Different size wheels for TTs. No, both same size wheels. I don't. That's old school. Will Zwift ever make it so during races you can only see the people on the road? Yeah, I'd hope so. I'd like to see. Mark Lay asked that question about, I guess, private races or only having the people within your race. I hope so. Because a lot of the time, it's good to see the other bunches, but when someone jumps in the bunch, it's sort of like out in the road. It's like, get off our train, man. This is our ride. I think that might be coming. Oh, I don't use 28s on the road. I use 23. They call them 23/25s from Specialized, the Roubaix. Pretty thick tyres. My race tyres are still 23s with latex tubes. 25s are quite popular because our roads are pretty rough over here. Is this all about games or something? Asks Funtime Girl. All right, I can define what the channel is. My channel is about, a lot of it's indoor cycling, technology in cycling, and having a better experience through like sharing my experiences, I guess. So unboxing trainers, stumbling through things like new firmware updates, and just sort of, it's not an advertisement for anything, but if people get benefit out of what I'm doing and like, oh, that's a nice product, I'll go buy one. Cool, done, we're happy. I've got to take everyone seriously. Even the haters, man. Even the haters. Someone called me a bald Nazi this week too. I actually brought him around because I said, if you're not embarrassed for what you've just said, I'll be embarrassed for you. I like that line. I'm going to keep that one. Favourite pro race to watch? Oh, the classics. The spring classics. Bring it on. I think, is it Get Waffle Games on this weekend, Sunday night? Because they're just so random. The crosswinds. What was that race? Someone will know here. That race with epic crosswinds year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and you could just see that big long line at the road, and there was like peloton here, echelon here, echelon here, and that was like just the start of the race. So good to watch, so good. Had any car park rages since the other day? Nah. I felt like a bit of a dick, to be honest, but I left that in there because it was quite funny. Especially, like, I've reached over, like, usually when someone's driving the car, that's up to them, but I've reached over because we weren't moving. I've just whacked the horn when Von was driving. Von goes to put it in reverse. I'm like, don't do that because... And then, toot! I'm like, told you so. It was just a bit of comedy we threw in there. But yeah, I like a rage. And I've got about 5 minutes left to sign into the ZwiftCast. So, by the way, ZwiftCast is just a podcast that we do out of every 2 weeks. And we just talk about Zwift. I talk way too quick, as you see here. But people are coming around. I like it. I'm not being told to slow down much. I will try and get better. But, yeah, we talk about all things Zwift. So, ZwiftCast, ZwiftCast.com. There's a Facebook group. There's a podcast. You can sign up for it on your iPad and things. And there is a massive announcement coming in the one we're just about to record. So I'd so love to tell everyone what's going on. As soon as the embargo is lifted, I'm going live again here. We'll go nuts. I want everyone's input. We're going to make something big, very big. Will I replace the 820 with a Bolt? Faux shizzle. Yeah, I like it. And I'll give it a chance, for sure. The 820 is still good. You should move to LA. Zen in the Art of Cycling. Hey, Zen in the Art of Cycling. Please listen to the ZwiftCast coming up and keep an eye on the channel in the next few hours, I hope. I like LA. Hint, hint. Do I live in Australia? Yeah, I do. Where do you live, Funtime Girl? I'm guessing you're in Japan. Kiwis and Aussies always talk too fast. Kiwis, lol. We love Kiwis. Well, in Australia, we adopt everything that's good that's New Zealand, we'll call our own. You're 20 miles south of Long. Is it 20 miles south of Long Beach? Zwift's actually made in Long Beach, downtown Long Beach. You're an Aussie. Funtime Girl's an Aussie. Awesome. I thought it was the anime, the name and the actual. I'm giving you way too much attention. I don't think Garmin will fall. No, Garmin's got the market share. Like Garmin have got, and they've locked people in, and there's no real differentiator to go to another product. So it's like your Holdens versus Fords. Aussies, are you with me? Holdens, Fords, Holdens, Fords. So like, yeah, once you're locked in, it's like your sport team. Once you're locked in, they play sport. You know, once something does a service and always provides a similar thing, unless something comes out like a killer app. For example, the Kicker, game changer. The microwave oven, game changer. VHS. Okay, Holden, there we go. Yeah. Wahoo's a good company. I do like Wahoo. Oh, we got a Ford person. Okay, we can accept a Ford person. Okay, guys, about 2 or 3 minutes and I'll have to get out of here. So go nuts with your questions. Just quick if you want a response. But I will go live again, hopefully tomorrow, when the embargo of whatever I'm alluding to disappears. Favourite place to ride? Outside? I don't do it a lot these days. Bright, Victoria. Bright's brilliant. If you've been to Bright, Adelaide's nice. I love Perth. We've been to Cairns. Even Darwin. We did the Darwin Grand Fondo. Favourite Zwift course? That's not even a question. Favourite Zwift course? Jarvis. Well, Watopia. Watopia's good. Is the ZwiftCast live, Stephen? No, it's not. It's pre-recorded, and something we're talking about today is under embargo until that lifts, and then that can go live, and then we can get on here and blast about it. How's the weather in Melbourne? Nice. It's quite nice. It's a little bit of cloud. Just the end of summer, though. Do I get grumpy if I go a few days without a ride? For sure. Yeah, I do. I get shitty. Endorphins are a powerful thing. Could we see Zwift rowing? Yeah, for sure. We could. I believe Zwift have a patent on that as well. Zwift have patented running, rowing, I believe golf. So watch out. But having a patent is one thing. Executing on that and developing content's another. It's raining in LA. Don't tell me that. Make sure the rain clears, mate. Power meter or carbon wheels? Power meter. Easy one, that one. Do I prefer Garmin or Wahoo? Both. Am I a vegan? Nope. Do I have any fitness watches? Nope. I've got one. A Chinese company sent me like little air pump to pump up tires and also a Bluetooth heart rate monitor, but it doesn't broadcast. It just sort of connects to your phone. So I've used that. I'm interested for the sleeping monitoring. Very, very interested in that. So if I can get a hold of a couple of new watches and things. Funtime Girls from Newcastle. Cool. Who was from Newcastle? Was that Silverchair? Anyone? Bueller? Silverchair were from Newcastle. I'm pretty sure Silverchair. Funtime Girl, I bet you Silverchair weren't. That was before you were born. Way before you were born. What does Dr. Slane do for his athletes? He coaches them. Slane's really, really good as a coach. Like his personal interactions, his phone calls, I've got a 5-minute warning here from our ZwiftCast. Awesome. That's really handy, actually. Slane's coaching methods are just brilliant. He'll be on the phone. He's genuinely interested in his athletes. He actually gives a shit about his athletes. And whenever he's driving somewhere, phone's in the ear, calling all his athletes. He's only got a small pool, so it's manageable. But really, really awesome to see. I'm always impressed. Screaming Jets were from Newcastle as well. God damn it. We have a Bogan episode coming up here. We'll do a Lama Bogan live. We'll play some tunes. Hell yeah. Does he supply them druggies? No. Nope. Gotta go. So yeah. Funtime Girl. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Jet Black trainers. Somebody linked me to one of the new Jet Black trainers today. I think it's got a power port that you can charge devices off. That's a good use of tech. I like that. What's your view on Cosdown's dominance of the VRS Masters A? Keith Leonard. Interesting call. Very interesting call. And one of the reasons why I don't ride them anymore. I saw that coming. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, really. I mean, they're great guys. All good mates. But you can't... Yeah, that's just a little bit... it's hey, look, I mean, to beat it, you got to be out there and beat it. Yeah, I had really a few really good years with Cos down. I ticked all the boxes there. That was great. But it really does change up, especially if you're on a team and you've got like 5 or 6 GC guys. I don't know how they combat that other than race harder. We just had an earthquake in LA. Shit! Don't you always have earthquakes in LA? Favourite pro cycling team? No, I don't really have a team. More of a rider. Sagan, obviously. Fabian was a legend. Alright guys, I better go. We've got a ZwiftCast to record, so promo now. All my links are below to gplama.com, the trainer reviews, redbubble.com, gplama for the t-shirts. Feel free to get down there and throw up your own designs and all your own t-shirts and send me a link. I'll have a look at those as well. Just about to record ZwiftCast live, or ZwiftCast, so ZwiftCast.com, where Simon, Nathan and I talk about all things Zwift. There's interviews, there's other things going on. That'll be up in a few days, and there is something big, very big being announced, and I'll bring everyone along for the ride. It'll involve a lot more live stuff. It's involving Zwift. May involve a race or two. We shall see. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. And yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.